Ни минутой раньше, ни минутой позже. Простите. Как бы лучше бы минуты раньше это случилось, но хорошо, что не 10 минут позже, иначе было бы совсем грустно. Угу. У меня отлетел интернет. Ненадолго. Он, к счастью, вернулся, так что мы продолжаем. Фишля. Фишля, товарищи. С интернетом бывает. Бывает. Так, во. Ой, что я забыла. Там прям эхо. Да, вроде бы все. Фишля. Последнее мясо с кары. Ну, я в шоке, что вы вообще хоть что-то с него собрать смогли. Эта зараза теперь еще дальше, чем раньше. А я без карты шарюсь. Так. Ну шо, покрутим? Там в районе 50 было. 20, 30, 40, 55. 55. 40 круток на Райден? Круто. Или можно покрутить чуть-чуть попозже, когда люди подойдут. Так, где-то... Не знаю где, ну да ладно. Какой грубый. Ну хотя бы не так грубо. Леонид. С3. Ну, желаю удачи. Так. Наверх. О. Пятьдесят на 50. Опять же, желаю удачи.
What do you want?
We just want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever discovered anything odd during your nighttime?
Why are you asking about something like that? Whatever happens at night isn't your...
Well... Right! We've heard it happens a few times every month.
Really? I see.
Даже статую не открываю. Я просто не подумала об этом. Статуя-то высоко, далеко.
There are 3 pipe cleaning days per month. And it just so happens that today is one of the scheduled days.
Я подозревала, что...
And if they're real, then I can report the issue to my superiors for you.
Судетку. Кого? 4-2.
If that's all, then I'll be leaving now. I advise you not to try and...
Don't worry, we don't want any time added to our sentences. Oh, he left.
Сюжетку?
Think about the pipe cleaning days he mentioned.
Нет, спасибо. Мне бы эту сюжетку пройти.
Paimon knew you would say that.
Доживем, увидим. Где эти постеры? У нас прям отдельная комната.
Paimon's so tired. But we can't sleep yet. They'll be cleaning the pipes tonight, so it's the perfect chance for us to investigate. Whatever. Just be sure to wake Paimon if she dozes off.
Здравствуйте, здравствуйте.
Something might happen if you go alone. Huh? Traveler? Did you fall asleep already?
Шо? Шо такое? Child. Здрасте. Дайте мне второй наушник. Бежит. Таится. Говорить не надо. Не надо. Я все равно где-нибудь и вижу. Но лучше не говорите.
Traveler, come on, wake up! Oh, it looked like you were just peacefully sleeping to Paimon. Well, what did you see this time? Really? So we're finally starting to figure out what actually happened!
Исследуем.
Okay, well it's about time for us to get moving. Just be careful to avoid the patrolling guards.
Стелс. Нам дадут стелс? I'm on a mission.
Take it easy.
Shh, careful. We'll get in trouble if the guards catch us.
Они как-нибудь сменяются?
This should be the place.
Всего-то. После 4 этого больше не будет гидрофонд. Была и будет. Уже были об этом теории.
I know you. You were the ones we saw.
You've got guts showing up here.
You'd better leave now. Ain't nobody coming in.
What'd you say?
Yeah, so what if they were? If you push us,
Hey, what's the point of all those rumors anyway?
I don't have to tell you anything. If you turn around, go back to the dormitories and act like you never saw anything, then I'll pretend that you never showed up here.
Yeah, scram.
Сюжет всегда будет.
Here.
isn't that exactly what boss said when he left?
О, босс.
do you know our boss? Oh, we had no idea our boss was such a big deal. He always kept his identity a secret. So, did he have you come here to find us?
Oh, so your child's crew here? Seems like he had no problem fitting in.
We're the only ones who heard him say those words when he left that night. So unless he
Исчез,
somehow told you those
растворился.
exact same words after that.
Wow, those dreams of yours sure come in handy.
We gave him the business for a while.
Я не очень люблю
Always give him a
строить
hard
теории,
time
потому
first
что
year before he
я ни
was
хрена не знаю.
But here in the fortress, he was working the longest hours and racking up
Это
wins in
просто
the
интересное
preparation
предположение, а не
ranks.
теория.
Always see how amazing he was.
У Фурины
He
темная
was
моделька,
teaching
это
us a
да.
lesson. So
У нее
One day, he
постер
suddenly told us that he
и
had to find a way
сплэш
to
арт
escape this place.
разные.
And as his crew, if the boss wants something, so we got to work.
Там уже были
We used
теории о
the
ее
rules that were here to make up
двуличности,
and spread the
так
rumor
сказать.
about- We just wanted to give him a better chance of escaping on a night.
Oh, thanks to your rumor, nobody would want to come anywhere near here, prisoner or guard. But has a child already escaped? Why are you all still coming here after pipe cleaning day?
Я когда думала про то, что она одежду меняет, я такая, Фурина по утрам, какая я сегодня? Светлые штанишки или темные штанишки?
Even if there were a way to escape from there into this, but boss still insisted on going in. It's like he was obsessed about it. So we told him that we'd pretend as if he never existed while he was gone, and that if he wanted to come back, he should wait for nighttime on a pipe cleaning day.
So you come and wait here through the night a few times a month just because of that promise?
Yeah, but it's been so long now. We already know in our hearts that he must.
Is it also...
Nothing could ever defeat boss or slow him down. It's one.
Okay. Paimon was just brainstorming
All right. Keep quiet and follow us.
Пойдемте. И сразу на пути в Надзуму. Ну, на пути в Надзуму шторм. Пока шторм не снимешь, по идее. У меня есть мостостроители. И я хочу Райден с Нахидой. Как бы не прекрасна была Фурина, и хотя она полезна, я хочу Райден к Нахиде. Хотя вкачать Фурина будет проще, учитывая, что я в Фонтейне сижу.
That's when we found out it had been completely flooded. It's impossible to navigate unless you're an extremely skilled diver.
Do you think Child got trapped by the...
Not likely. We all know that Boss was an incredible swimmer.
Really? Then have him come investigate. Pronto. Just be.
It's getting late. We should leave before the...
Yeah, we learned a lot of...
Куда? Нет. За что?
We finally learned some key information. When you said you knew a diver, you were talking about Fremine, right? If we ask Linny, he'll... Why is Child like this? What was he doing going into the fortress?
Почему мы сами не можем
Seems like
сплавать?
it's only a matter of time now
Путешественник
before we
вообще
find out what
неубиваемая
really
вещь.
happened. Now that we can finally
Крутить
relax,
ради Шарлотты?
Paimon's starting to feel
Уё. Кажется, мы закончили. Что-то.
It's morning already. Paimon still needs more sleep. Huh? Wait, look over there. Isn't that? It's one of Linny's cards.
4-1 дают бесплатного Фримене.
What Paimon
Нафига мне Фримене? Хотя если можно на этих, на клейморах взять созвездие еще одно.
everyone has the day
Может быть, я на Рейзера накоплю.
we last talked. Have you been making any progress lately? Let's... Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the day off. From the sound of it,
У-у-у. Стоп, это прям 4-я арка? Ух ты. Ха-ха. Мне даже ежедневки делать не надо. Это 4-я арка. Блин, надо будет переименовать стрим. Я думала, мы не дойдем. А где мультики? Ну, зато выберемся побыстрее. Может, сегодня все закончим. Хм. 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 Who are you?
Look, there are some people talking over there.
Кто вы?
If you ask me, those pompous
Угрюмый
parasites on the
заключенный.
surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats. Do anything?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Злой заключенный.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us.
I don't buy.
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have family up there. You best shut your sewer hole with talk. Listen, things ain't so great on the surface.
Уважаю.
Who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work even after you've served your sentence. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
And what makes you think
А теперь нет.
someone like you?
Странный чувак.
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about. Speaking of which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there. Is it only something the inmates down here say? That's true.
Ой, надо было чай нового сделать. Я не знаю, куда сначала. Там ближе.
That's not a faucet. Hey, who are you?
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping.
На постороннем. Серьезно.
What's the matter? They're just looking at...
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Yeah, fine. You're lucky we don't mind extroverts that much.
Очень мило с вашей стороны.
Your
Мой
expressions
милый.
tell me you're looking to hear some juicy
Давайте.
info,
Расскажи
am I
нам
right?
свои секреты.
But before that, it just so happened.
Really? Are we that?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking about it. Ward
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join our group anytime. Unlike some of the others here.
Your group?
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually
Lavaroon.
call us bombshell bros, but don't worry. We're not playing with bombs or anything. It's just that our information is always so...
So, you two really like to gossip?
No. You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing
Что ж, просветите
all
нас.
this info's worth something, you know?
I don't mind him. Quisto's always this way. Just play nice and say something to massage his ego. The welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Right. That meal we had yesterday was super delicious. Paimon can still taste it whenever she closes her eyes.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making those welfare meals. I've been working as a kitchen
Интересно.
assistant for about a month and a half now.
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks. Amazing. You could be a...
You are correct. I am a true professor. Since you like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen
Читаем
carefully.
диалоги, читаем
This little
диалоги.
bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the fortress. Listen, kids.
О,
The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. The overworlders couldn't care less. You've already met the one person here you should never cross, the Duke, Risley. He knows more than you.
Райзу.
And if he doesn't care about something, then he often doesn't bother dealing with it.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks, even better treatment in the infirmary.
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why does he visit the infirmary practically every day?
But did you know that Churier was a talented researcher from the Frontier
Институт
Research
Фонтейна.
Institute before he came here?
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Meripede, you're just another inmate like everybody else. Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was...
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that.
Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's
Им
always
дыхи не
gabbing away,
хватает.
got into a fight with a man, and she also
Представляете,
got
какой бы
15
королевой она стала?
Come to think of it, I always see her going to the sick bay every...
Wait a second. You don't think?
Do you think it... Could it be that they're secretly meeting there?
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Churier to a pulp that one time.
Пятьдесят на 50, да, 50 на 50. Потом, по-моему, это уже был третий выигрыш подряд, если не ошибаюсь. Потому что была Елань. До этого был Странник. Хотя Хайтам вроде бы был по гаранту. У меня есть Елань. Странник. Дофига круто. Какой кошмар. Какой кошмар. Хайтам. Вот Хайтам, по-моему, был по гаранту. Так что 2 выигрыша. Мне интересно, будет ли третий. И, блин, я хочу поиграть за того. Дамона. То есть 2 выигрыша.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
Hey, you over there?
Но если я проиграю, тогда у меня будет гарант на Райден.
Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games? You know, like Genius Invocation.
И можно будет накопить на Райден и на Хиду.
You TCG players are like mint in the wild.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow Invocation aficionados? All right. No prep.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people...
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? It's all the same. There are lots of card players here in the fortress.
Читаем
And I saw you.
диалоги,
I
читаем
immediately thought,
диалоги.
Hey, sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit.
I thought you would have already heard everything by now. All right, then.
Why don't you pick? We'll let you know if we've heard it already.
All right. Have you heard any strange rumors since you've arrived? And did you know that there are some people who are all...
Есть любители пошептаться.
Yeah, so you've already met those two. They're quite a pair. I heard that they used to be a chef and a bartender before they were sent down here. You know how bartenders...
Интересно, это какая-нибудь глубинная отсылка?
And chefs love to pass the time just hanging out.
Good to know. Do you have anything?
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something. Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the
Узником в
fortress of
крепости
Meripede
Меропина.
before?
А, по-моему, да.
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though? To go from an ordinary inmate to
привет,
becoming
котяра.
the manager of the whole place? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of respect that. A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up.
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it. Do you have any...
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting.
Карты.
We've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Linny.
Линни.
Cardi left us.
Так,
We
стоп,
should
ты
go meet him in
внизу.
the production zone.
О, чуть мимо не пробежали. Побежали, побежали, побежали. Ха. Так, это вниз. Мне вниз не надо, мне нужно наверх. Случилась чича с Нёвы. Моя единственная чича была со стандарта. Уи! Смотрите-ка, стоит. На свет смотрит светлячок. Бабочка.
Huh?
Заметил.
That look in your eyes. You found something?
Кое-что.
This is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a...
Oh, as expected of the
О-хо-хо, тайны, тайны.
I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out.
Мастер
He
Чайлд.
is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to... Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontейн for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons.
Самое главное догнать его.
Already flooded, so we'll have to take
Дайте
someone
костюм.
with professional
Поплывем.
diving skills to chase after him.
Well,
У
when you put it
путешественника
that way, it's
невероятные
obvious that
скиллы
only Fromen would be
плавания.
up to the task.
Дышит и не тонет.
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him. No need to thank me.
О,
This was always a part of our mission after... Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this
Чё с ними
information
Ризли
right under
сделает?
Risley's watchful eyes.
Collecting information has always been our strong point.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, and if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That...
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now?
Лена,
We'll be able to pick
отец.
up Fremine while we're at it, too. Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like your... Though we can just sit
Итак.
back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make...
Запретную
Fremine is no master
зону.
of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare for his
What do you want us to do? Will it be...
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off.
Справитесь.
Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be let investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any activities within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety.
Ну чё ж, постараемся.
I just started rambling out of habit. It was almost as if I was talking to my younger brother.
О.
But that's not a bad thing, right?
Что если это я старший брат? Действительно.
Then we'll head out as soon as we finish
Отсылки на возраст.
Let's go our separate ways for now then. Don't forget.
Старше на сколько? Ну, пару тысячелетий точно есть. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world. А где голова путешественника?
We'll take a peek. There seem to be several people inside.
If the sky comes falling down for you.
It's not impossible.
It's a bit hard to understand them from here. So,
Химическую, которую наши предприняли во время странствий. Бедняжка, за что так?
someone, please help. He's sick.
Ну,
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do. Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion. Could it be poison? Let me take a look. Please lie down over here. Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely.
мы все еще теряем таланты Хайтама. Почему никто не может оценить актерские таланты Хайтама?
You can do it, traveler.
Где его Оскар?
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you. I see now.
Знаете, учитывая то, что путешественник не человек, она могла увидеть что угодно.
Not in any mortal danger. That's our worst fear out of the way. Eh? Oh, that's good. But I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please. Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. And here? Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. What about here? Does this hurt? Oh. I understand. So that's what it is.
Смотри, про какие актерские таланты, да у нас была целая огромная кат-сцена.
That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is. Thank goodness it's not anything more serious. And there have been other.
У нас была целая огромная кат-сцена талантов Хайтама.
I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Wolsey, of this problem as soon as possible. Congratulations. The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you
Не были на некоторых
Here,
стримах,
while
да.
I go get some medicine
Ну и
for
что?
you. Miss Levine,
Как бы
I
у
have
всех свои
someone
дела.
to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone. Very well.
Дурви.
And she hopped away just like that.
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
Читаем диалоги, читаем диалоги.
His stomach aches really bad. He was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
Она единственный врач в округе.
But it also looks like she's the only medic you've got
Я же
down
говорю.
Well, that's true.
Гарантный ивент
What do you
персы.
mean that's true?
Что
That's
хотите, то и
really
крутите. И надеюсь,
misrepresenting the situation.
надеюсь, выпадет
I
рано.
can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's not like everyone imprisoned here is useless, you know? Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine, and they help Miss Sishuin take care of the sick and injured.
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too? Where did all your energy come from?
That's correct.
Столько механических деталек у нее в
Are
дизайне.
you two also sick?
We've been sick a
Ну,
while.
ничего
I come
страшного.
back every once in a while for
Будем
checkups
ждать.
and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijuin prescribes for us. That's just the nature. You could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijuin's capable helper because she.
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart.
Hey, don't start arguing now. Please, keep it civil at least.
Угу. Значит, романа быть не может.
Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to argue over silly...
But
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the.
Чутье искателя приключений подсказывает, что именно в таком месте блок вызывает подозрение. Что же там спрятано? О, паучье чутье.
please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh,
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
Кукин импакт, о боже мой.
Like that?
that's just what he's like. I'm sorry
Жалко,
I
что
didn't
все
know.
диалоги всех разных квестов записаны только на английском, а в русской вики такого
Well,
нету.
his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
Жюрие.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant? I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Sish, no.
I'm back. Did you rest like you promised?
Немножко.
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Sijuin.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should... Miss Levine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still...
Наверное, его биология достаточно схожая с людьми, чтобы на него действовали лекарства.
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please, make sure to go to bed early after taking them tonight. You'll benefit from a good night's sleep.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better.
See ya!
Тайны.
I'm going to fill out your medical record now.
Гидролучница, иди ко мне на лучников.
As a traveler, right?
Тебя там ждут.
Just want to
Не то там
double-check
Тартали
some
одному
details,
скучно.
if that's all right.
Ему нужен лекарь.
Those two make
С его
great
боевыми
companions now, so
наклонностями.
why don't we let the traveler rest? So his primary symptoms are abdominal pain with secondary... That's it! Alright then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the No, his base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure he'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine. Please, make sure to stick to bland or less stimulant... Got it! Paimon will hold the traveler to that for sure.
О, бэйби Йода. И вам здравствуйте. Надо отдохнуть, пока навелит.
Oh, you're going to take a nap already?
Пойманный сидим.
We've been to lots of places together. He may look a bit under the weather now, but he's actually... So you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry.
У тебя на каталистах есть хиллер? Ну так, конечно. У меня есть какамя. Какафиш.
How do you feel? You slept
Ну и
for a
Барбара.
really long time,
Ну
but
как бы
we never
какафиш. Не, Шарлотту я по-любому буду крутить, но я постараюсь. Изначально я буду крутить Ризли. Я там сейчас коплю на него. Может быть, даже его оружие покручу, учитывая, что у меня там откручено немножко на оружейном баннере. Можно будет через заморозку играть. Или что-нибудь в этом роде. Или через тайне. Лизу заменить на Ризли. Будет эпично. Будет эпично. И у меня гарант. Вернитесь в бараки. Да за что? Что? Ступеньки настолько большие, что она не может ускоряться на них. Будет Збайджи в баннере, значит, буду... Ну, я буду... Хотя нет, я не знаю, если честно. Если Шарлотта будет к Фурине и вместе с Байджи, то я, скорее всего, буду крутить Шарлотту через Байджи. Потому что мне нужны криокаталисты. Но я не очень хочу Байджи, я лучше бы копила на Нахиду. Ну и плюс еще Байджи я буду крутить на Дендрааке. У него в целом неплохой первый созвездие. Почти, как у Сахароза. Привет, Серд. Эх, слишком много актеров. За 2 дня 20 круток на Фурину? Вау. Это много часов в день играли. Хотя тут, учитывая, сейчас все подарки раздают. Фокусники. И вот наступает 9-й день. Без подарков, но даже круче. Все еще круто. А, там ведь еще этот... Бездна. Теряем гемы, товарищи. Теряем гемы. Но тут уже ничего не поделаешь. Опять он тут стоит. Чуть тебя свет привлекает. Мотылек ты. Несчастный. Косички. Когда будут мультики? Хотите Хутаву покрутить?
That's good. That means you did. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago. And
Хотите
as of
Хутаву
last night,
покрутить?
Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an
Wait, why is she getting...
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using... Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish...
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes that...
Then, let's go check on Lynette
Крути.
before Fremine returns.
Is now really a good time to go over?
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away. Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for it.
Okay.
Меня сейчас выпустят из диалогов, можно будет открутить 10. Это будет 60-я. Потом 55, так что будет где-то в районе 65. О, меня даже телепортировали. Какие добрые люди. В баннер деда все еще нет. Ай, Еланька была на 57-й крутке. Это, по-моему, была самая ранняя лего. Хотя технически у меня была Мона на 11-й крутке, но это я проиграла. Не. О, фишля. Жалко. Тут теперь встает вопрос, крутить ли Хутаву. Увеличивает уровень навыка. Неплохо. АЦ4. А вдруг я С6 добью? Блин, если бы добила С6. Времени чистить карту нет. Но, видимо, мне придется чистить карту в одиночку в течение недели. Потому что стримить я буду только по выходным. И, наверное, крутить я буду тоже только с вами.
Strange.
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to
Вот с
let you
чего
know.
Линик злился.
Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look...
Okay.
Принцесса идет расследовать.
Books here and a few files. They all look... Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotion. These sure are some interesting books. She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she...
Seems quite normal to me.
Оп, хей, ла-ла, хей, крыша едет, я за ней.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending...
She would have said her migraine was having a which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time for...
Так. Начинаются нервы.
This is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well. The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over...
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards.
This is...
Код.
Is that all?
О, напряжение нарастает.
This is...
Show me now.
О, нервы.
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now?
О,
No. Could she have... Is she already...
страшно.
Writhsley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Наверняка. Он действовал наверняка.
Yes, that is a crucial question. Writhsley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Writhsley. We're a completely different story, though. I'd like to know that too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic, just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now.
Oh.
Wait, you're right. Wait, the fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds...
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Writhsley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Учитывая, что он пир, он должен быть довольно вспыльчивым по характеру. О.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child.
No, I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team.
Путешественник старше. На нем
I'll
ответственность.
talk to Writhsley.
Hey, don't be reckless. Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
О.
He's rushed out the door. After him.
О. Сиджин. Ну, конечно. Хитрая мелюзина.
I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking.
О.
Someone! Please help! He's dead!
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin.
Хитрая мелюзня.
Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill. Wait!
Ну, стой!
It's no use. We have to catch up to him.
Как ты бежишь быстро?
Already out of sight. How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Writhsley's office.
Зараза, он тоже спрыгивал. Скрутить ли эту хутаву? В надежде на проигрыш. Желаю победы. А,
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my sister?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the travelers. As for Fremine, no. You probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. So you let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate.
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now.
He's not. What?
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor—
Wait, you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume—
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even—
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you— Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a—
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to—
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse— instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The
Чему
fortress may be
вопрос?
small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
У меня странная привычка оценивать персонажей в основном с писательской точки зрения. Хотя я очень хреново анализирую, потому что я не вчитываюсь. Почему вопрос? Аква. По геймплею? Я за нее не играла. Я подозреваю, что она достаточно удобная из-за постоянного электро и более подвижного, чем у Лизы. Но у меня ее нигде нету, я за нее нигде не играла, у меня нет опыта. Так, если нарушить тайные правила производственного участка, то бесплатное питание может обнаружить мясо с сюрпризом.
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons.
Начинаются загадки.
We often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fonta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it. The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, the Melusines have also developed a sense of... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company... We often see Miss C...
Наверняка можно что-то привязать к Фанте, потому что они исследуют, они его тестируют, и это Мелюзня наблюдает за людьми, чтобы выявить эффекты Фанты, которые могут сказываться на рабочих, которые работают слишком долго, и чтобы они не перенапрягались, они травят их мясом, чтобы они шли в лазарет и лечились. Как теперь выставить это из этих улик? Она наблюдает.
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very... I've been told that the infirmary is always...
So that's what's going on. The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get
Детектив Пайман.
strange meat in their welfare meal. At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, she often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health. Sijuin has only the best intentions with her. Unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and the recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's not all right. Now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides.
Поддерживать обоих бойцов сразу. Задание легенда мультик очень классно. Посылку со стороны жидкости цвета крови.
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company... The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an The Fonta promoter has been struck.
Та-дам! Может быть, у нас скоро тоже будет мультик.
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of.
Я не поняла, откуда жидкость цвета крови.
Rule of the Pancration ring?
Новая фонта?
How, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive people get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet to be named and packaged a blood red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their... The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't... And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being...
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fonta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients?
Это лазарет. Ой, по-моему, он просто у нас спрашивает.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley. You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind.
Стой! Пироподрывник. А.
You'll pay for this.
О. Нет.
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sijuin. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace. Sijuin? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional. As I... You... Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulet asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulet told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace?
My dear Sigewinne, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace.
What are you talking about? What's...
Take me if you want.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
Aww.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande. My door.
Fremine. Fremine.
Aww.
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
Tragic.
Work.
Немногословно.
Shooting you, Mr. Linny. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like...
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup.
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
Темные тайны. Ничего интересного. А, там ведь пистолетик был. Точно. Что ты делаешь? Я тебя ни разу не надевала. Зараза, я его даже потестить не могу. Впервые надела и даже потестить не могу. Гадина. Линь.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now and move him. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with...
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually...
Блин, я хочу так писать. Я хочу, чтобы было напряжение, но я ни хрена не умею. Грустно.
I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sijouin may have been forced to shoot Mr. Lin. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time, well...
Where was he when you found him?
Я не совсем понимаю. Если этот... Как его звали? Ваше... Надеялся... Вроде он ведь был. Если Ваше надеялся растворить девушку очень быстро и всего лишь благодаря тому, чтобы вылить на нее пару шариков воды первозданного моря, то почему... Типа из-за того, что у них есть глаза Бога, поэтому они менее подвержены воздействию воды первозданного моря, что этот не покупался, наглотался и в целом жив. Окей.
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made...
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Oh.
Linny, are you okay?
Вы меня спрашиваете, кого крутить буду или Пуппи?
They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look all right.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
Меня?
I'm back, everyone.
Ой. Я сейчас кручу Хутаву, но после этого я, скорее всего, крутить не буду до Райден. Потому что я хочу Райден с Нахидой. Потому что Райден с Нахидой имба. Лично, по моему мнению. Если я буду крутить Фурину, то я не смогу крутить Райден, потому что крутки тут копятся очень тяжело. А Фурину я могла бы крутить, потому что она может ходить по воде, и это намного удобнее. Могла бы запихнуть ее в команду мостостроителей. Хотя они и так очень хорошо укомплектованы. Может быть, вместо Кеи. Не знаю. Как я буду качать Райден, если я ее получу? Изначальный план всего прохождения был в том, чтобы крутить персонажи, которые помогают в прохождении. План провалился уже довольно давно. Учитывая, что я пыталась крутить Козу. И уже с ним. И я сейчас пытаюсь крутить Хутаву. Но я хочу Райден с Нахидой. На бал накопленный ресурс. Мне нужны эти. Мне нужны гарты. На странника. А если я выбью Райден? Хотя Райден, по-моему, нужны эти ягоды с острова Сайру. С электроострова.
The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fremen.
О, встают.
Could I tempt you with some sugar for your tea?
No need.
Немногословность. Здрасте. Волки. Волки на стене. Что-нибудь интересненькое, чаечек тут. Сядем, выпьем. Раньше сядем, а раньше встанем. Встают. Встают. Коверкать слова весело. Особенно целенаправленно. Чё, возарят? А почему только один этаж? Ну ладно, я доверюсь тебе. Та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра.
Take it easy.
Та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-там. Та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-там. Та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-там.
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
Lenny.
We're all here. The infirmary at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine. How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Travel. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Ой,
Shh, it's okay.
текстурки.
About it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
Pipes.
Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
О, флешбеки. Прекрасно и далеко, напрасно и далеко, бессмысленно жестоко, дорогу забудь. Без выхода и входа к напрасному далеко, напрасно и далеко. Ты не пройдешь свой путь.
It looks abandoned.
Я уж думала, нам дадут поиграть.
Where could Master Child be?
Где приписка мастер? Или хотя бы мистер? 2000 сила, ну 90 уровня, 2000 силы атаки. Теперь я знаю, как тебя собирать. Без крио. Сила атаки. Я думала Фремине в крио собрать. Что он неплохо крио бил, хотя он также неплохо в физ бил. Привет, Little Devil. Блин. Вот такие моменты. Он физушник, как и Ола. Его Фремине можно играть как через крио, так и через физ. У меня есть и Ола. Я думала попробовать собрать Кримине, господи. Кримине фрио, да? Кримине фрио его собрать. Глубочайшее извинение за опоздание, да ничего страшного. Просто чтобы можно было бить больше крио. Но опять же, можно сделать ему несколько сборок. Физ и в крио. Вот в такие моменты мне хочется попробовать пройти геншин без этих... без планера. Но я вспоминаю, что без планера нельзя. Стоп, по-моему, у него не так много восстановления энергии. Блин, маловато. Прекрасное далеко, напрасно и далеко. Собрать кримине фрио должен каждый. Дорогу забудь. Без выхода и входа к напрасному далекому. Как ваше ничего? Да ничего.
Getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Окей. Как ваше чего? Да пока ничего. Ничего не падало. Криминал? Ну так-то криминал. Даже в тюрьме вон побывал. Определенно криминал. Но как много мне надо вращать? Криминальный блондин. На всю страну такой один. Хотя, блин, Лини-то тоже блондин. Да? 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 Тут чуть-чуть. Блин. Лини-то тоже блондин. А он больше криминал. Далеко продвинулась? А чё так? Да вроде недалеко. А! Вот так всегда. Механики игр.
This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go.
Чел, ты не с Фонтейна, ему-то что на первозданные воды? Уже почти конец? О-о-о. Светяшки.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction. There are traces here too. I need to keep going.
А, и это следы. Да вроде нет. Хочешь прикол? В зависимости от прикола, вдруг это прикол Сайна. Сайна неплохие приколы. Возможно, о нем знаю, возможно, знаю. Мультики.
My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going... No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's
Плыви,
going
плыви,
on.
плыви, 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 плыви.
I should still be able to make it.
Конец флешбека. Когда идет снег. Ну, я помню, что, типа, это место мертво. Это значит, что тут некого убить.
I can't die here.
This place is dead. By that mean, there's nothing to kill. Но вторую реплику я не помню.
This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater.
Мы были ближе. Криминальный блондин. Загрузки.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was...
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep...
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save...
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still too weak for Monet. You can go after you've had some more rest.
Miss Lynette is right.
Блин, я хочу писать напряженную сцену. Да я ни хрена не умею. Я умею только придумывать персонажей и сюжеты, но не пописывать их. Грустно.
No, please go on without me.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in...
Understood.
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going...
Thank you.
Пойдемте. Лучше бы меня телепортировать. Но... И когда дует ветер, одна о других регионах и одна о снежной. Но Атлан еще не вышел, а разработка снежной уже готовится. Розалина. Розалина. О! Великолепный вид. Прямо крылья ангела за спиной. Я так хочу узнать имена персонажей из Фонтейна. Ой, тьфу ты, из Фонтейна, из Снежной. Имена персонажей из Снежной. Это будет эпично. Иван Иванович Иванов. Хотя у нас уже есть Иван Царевич. По кличке Горыныч. Обожаю. Все еще болтают, все еще чай пьют.
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of...
I wanted to check up on Miss Clarande.
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out.
Well, want to explain yourself, right?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of
Дать
explain.
комментарии.
How about enlighten?
Будем рады услышать твои комментарии.
Should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only...
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work.
So you were hoping Linny's group would just do your work for—
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rock. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former—
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen—
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who—
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
Читаем диалоги.
Fremine was part of that crisis?
Читаем диалоги.
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have... That's not something you should be asking after.
Вас это не должно
I
интересовать.
only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to...
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at—
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that...
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know!
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Что такого нас может не обрадовать? Чувак.
Follow me.
А, у тебя там трупы? Тела? Дела и тела? А, стоять. Точно там. Тела и дела? Лестница.
And a whole basement behind it. Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the...
Все глубже и глубже и глубже. И еще один лифт.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or— Whoa!
Как все трясется-то. Все ниже, и ниже, и ниже.
So, this—
А было это 2 недели. Блин.
Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special. What a huge door!
За этой дверью вода.
Three such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Такая плоская
I
улыбка.
advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
В 19:00 начали, да. По воскресеньям я буду стараться начинать 7. У меня Есть жуткое подозрение, что в следующую субботу стрим будет позже. Вот есть у меня такое подозрение, но оно может еще измениться. Смотрите, как могу. Составлять список. О, это мой непрокачанный путешественник. Я вот держу 71 уровень. Гордись. О. Почетных представителей культа хомяка? Наверное, надо бы.
So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
А, серьезно.
Whoa, they all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look.
Что нам до воды первозданного моря? Плевать хотелось. Основатель и лидер. Культурный лидер. Качественный эра.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally I would have ignored it, but I
Что
happened
там
to
были
have some
часы
free time
судного
and I
дня?
noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking? Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. In the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater.
The concentration of primordial seawater?
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising. Yes, that's very likely.
Forget about the two of us. Not even Neuvillette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close.
Куда бы ни прошел путешественник, начинаются сплошные проблемы.
Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all.
Интересно, как бы это можно было бы завязать на сюжет Мэрилин Геншин?
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontейn will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the—
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceeding. It's just
Они
that the
растворяли
secret of the Forbidden
заключенных?
Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to. When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontейn were exiled.
Эгерии.
The people drove the criminals away like
Предыдущий,
chasing
наконец-то.
away the banished.
Эгерия. Они отправлялись на пустынное побережье, где их ждал холод, страдания и невзгоды. Почему холод? Почему холод? Они их выпускали со стороны Снежной, учитывая, что у них наверняка рядом где-то коннектится Сумеру и Натлан. Это довольно жаркие регионы. Они их на границе со Снежной выгоняли или что? Что у меня с речью речь? Кошмар. А почему тут ее тайна? То есть вас либо прогоняют, либо вы в воде растворяетесь. Очень, очень милосердно. Спасибо. Крепость.
They became a community down there in the deeps. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the center, and with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had... But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone... To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third. Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Могу ли я так писать? Хрен его знает.
This is it.
Хотелось бы знать.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Чужие.
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are...
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin.
Edwin.
You've heard of Edwin?
Не помню.
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he was getting in the head, but you're not local, so I guess it's possible for you not to have...
Edwin's main areas of research were archeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well.
Понятненько. Чатик, как у вас дела?
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit,
Guys, focus! Focus!
That
Чатик умер,
taskmaster over
чатик
there is
почти
Miss
всегда
Lorraine,
мертв.
and is also one of my technical consultants.
Ooh, are they together?
See,
У меня даже
everyone
нету
keeps
хутавы,
asking
чтобы
this
чатик
question. Are
воскрешать.
you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am.
if I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Потому что завтра... О, завтра...
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Завтра понедельник.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
Понедельник.
Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
А, вот какая стена взорвется.
And here you go.
Ух ты. Ух ты. Интересно.
What a huge ship! This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship,
Царь Рем, основатель Ремурии, получил божественное откровение и встретил провидицу Сивиллу, принявшую облик золотой пчелы. Вместе с золотой пчелой он отправился в плавание на огромном корабле Фортуна и основал свое государство среди морей. О мой бог. Чем дальше это заходит, тем меньше я вникаю в лор новых наций. Наверное, я буду вникать только в лор снежный. Потому что снежная. Но блин. С каждым разом это становится все запутанней. Надо искать каких-то дополнительных квестов. Квестов все больше. И где мне их, блин, проходить? Непонятно, где их брать. Фу. Фу. Блин, это чертов Титаник. Или Ковчег. Вот ваш Тейват.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the...
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate...
Он ковчег строит. Мини-Тейват.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another
Еще 3
3
чашки.
cups of tea to
Блин.
soothe my throat.
Давай чай
Do you
вместе
have any other
пить.
questions?
Я люблю чай.
Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Приходи ко мне на каталистов. Будем чай пить вместе с Лизой. Вкусно будет.
I'll leave you here for now.
Oh,
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do...
for sure.
Great. I look forward to what happens.
Откуда? Откуда? А, точно. Это было с этой. Это было с той. Не. Приди, воскреси, а ни хрена. И ни хрена не прилетело мне. Хотя мне будет еще одна крутка, если мы сегодня закончим. Механизмы. Все точки телепортации. А, ни одной точки, блин. Ну, хоть где-то. Так. Пойдемте.
By royal decree.
Надо чуть подальше отходить. Вперед.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
Все пьют чай.
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything from the...
Must have been Risley and Sishwin.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them.
I really can't make sense of this place.
Нормальное место, и чай любит.
Were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Плохая смена темы. Неудачно.
Yeah, I took the time to rest. So
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijwin is also busy with something or other.
all right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meropide.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meropide is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's
некоронованный король.
father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities.
Интересно, Ризли любит вино?
Against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary,
когда не
but
паникуешь.
I just can't think of what it could be.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing.
Я просто хочу
Probably
мультики
a secret
посмотреть.
passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Я хотела сказать, почему бы не уехать.
If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Risley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now.
Не говорите мне, что Арлекин растворится.
Anything else going forward? Please come to the house. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sure.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
О, мило. О. Safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys
I
another
can
time.
lift you up. I can show you what you wanna see. I take you where you wanna be. Сколько откручено? Я забрала 400 гемов. Откручено там, по-моему, в районе 60 сейчас. 65 где-то примерно. Я уже сегодня крутила десятку. Ай, я просто не знаю. Мне тогда надо очень конкретно нацелиться на то, чтобы не крутить потом других персонажей. То есть, если я сейчас докручиваю Хутау, то потом мы не крутим. Потому что надо копить на Райден. Буду хоронить чат. Буду хоронить чат. Если будет кого хоронить, хоронить-то некого. Все уже все. Ух ты, ты что там делаешь? А! Игровые механики. Кстати, надо купоны взять. Safe and sound.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Та-та-та-та-та-та. Safe and sound. О, Кларинда.
You're right. She's what would you like to eat?
Может быть, можно будет Фурину когда-нибудь на реране покрутить, если мы до нее доживем.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like. Me too. Don't forget Paimon. No problem.
Реран будет быстро у Фурины. Ну, хотя бы через полгода.
So delicious. Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Feeling full yet? How's the delicious? I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see the expression on your face. Sijuin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
4-6.
A bit of both, I suppose.
Через полгода.
I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if you're really good at taking care of people. Really? You're reminded of an and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those
Safe
children,
and sound.
especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing
We're
that
safe
something
and
was wrong
sound.
with the water. Thankfully, Glorand is although the path was blocked. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linney as well.
We had to press him, but you were all super It's just what we do down here. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. Get a good night's rest, you two.
А если воскрешать, то надо к Розалине в будущем. Где? Где эта зараза? Где? Он исчез. Зараза исчез. Все исчезли. Ты чё тут сидишь? С тобой даже поговорить нельзя. Зараза, как я у тебя завтрак получу?
How's dinner?
It's all right. Miss Sijwin really...
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down.
Oh, it was...
Still, Paimon didn't know even Champion Duke. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijwin was with you. And the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here. Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Как я обожаю розетки. Так. Что? Так. Насчет первого места в культе. Есть предложение, кого можно поставить. Почему бы не тебя? Опять обегать. Вслед за Нейро. И почему же ты не подходишь? Ты вносишь огромный вклад в дела культа. Ха-ха. Забрались.
So much has happened. I'm super sleepy.
Бедный путешественник. Ну шо, давайте еще один сон. Толпа. Мультики. Давайте мультики. Нам-то что, мы не растворимся. Мы даже под водой дышать умеем. Максимум на 8, и кого перед тобой? Little Devil, ты вносишь огромный вклад в дела культа. 8 это слишком низко.
Hey, people.
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as...
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Oh, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Нам-то что? Нам на эту воду пофиг. Это реально можно обозначить. Эй. Тогда найди 7 людей. Тогда получишь 8 место. Так, не туда. Мультики, мультики, мультики. Я иду. Мультики. Давайте.
They're here.
Just like I said. You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Полностью согласна, Пуппи. Полностью, абсолютно. Я так не могу. Я так не умею.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my...
Кошмар. Вышли на новый уровень, ну так, конечно. Чем дальше, тем лучше. Верю в тебя, Little Devil. Потуятина.
The knave is probably here already.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon?
Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated.
Надо учиться рисовать котиков.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the knave, one of the 11 Fatui harbingers.
У нее волосы эти черно-серые, очень похожи на перья.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time.
Чашечка чая отрезали.
This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing.
Надеюсь, он хорошо плавает.
Safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
Интересно, как она будет в русской озвучке звучать?
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier, as...
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meripede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The Fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he's... Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontейн not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently...
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or...
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Динозавр
I
идет.
suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Мультики. Давайте посмотрим мультики.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Пророчество является приговором. Должна быть причина, по которой возрастает количество воды первозданного моря. Возможно, есть некое условие. Какой-то грех, согласно которому увеличивается количество воды первозданного моря, которое в итоге должно затопить всех людей Фонтейна. Возможно, этот грех связан с некомпетентностью Архонта. Но хрен его знает. Хотя... хрен его знает.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld.
Большая тройка Фонтейна.
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Marmonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatu.
Все ушли.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
В такие моменты мне хочется все-таки иметь вебку, но у меня нету вебки.
I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you, it beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
Не то чтобы людей вообще много.
I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontейn may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontейn will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
Да.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask.
Интересно, почему у нее такой зрачок?
Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential, such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Да.
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, Even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely
Индемнитиум.
large amount of indemnitium.
Что такое
But even if
индемнитиум?
that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nuvilette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that...
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex buyers. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake
Мне не
left,
нравится
so
этот торт.
please, help yourselves, everyone. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
Не нравится мне этот тортик. А где тортик госпожи, слуги? Пускай сначала она съест.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and...
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must...
Paimon's coming too!
Да. У нее был торт. Хотелось бы верить. И розовый чай, и розовые котята, и розовый сахар. Кто это? Хуаю. С какой стати ты мне влезаешь? Фу. Не влезай. У меня было искушение... А он же ХП тратит. Оп. И ла-ла, и крыша едет, я за ней. Точно. Блин. У меня ГГ только. Столько ГГ тут хрен залезешь. Со странником, да. Только с ГГ. А можно сюда вернуться? Потому что я вернусь, а тут все будет закрыто. Зараза. Думаешь, я не знаю, что ты сделал в Инадзуме? Я... Не то, чтобы между предвестниками были хорошие отношения. Так вот... Только со странником. Да почему? Я вполне туда залезла бы. Просто там этот занавес висел. И я не смогла туда залезть.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
Это типа тема Фатуев на фоне играет.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there. And
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others.
Привет, Dungeon.
Including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina?
Так себе, Архонт. Даже Венти больше сделал для спасения нации.
Outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fонтейн,
По крайней мере, лично.
able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress of Meropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontейn. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you.
Что она в одиночку делает?
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter.
Вот, кстати, показано, что это не перчатки, а руки ее настоящие. Можно заметить.
Left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be set. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydron... In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you.
Curse. Проклятие.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Meropide. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontейn authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for the initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meropide will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Как интересно. Надо будет постараться добежать.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontейn is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon. But no, that doesn't seem... I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon...
А Венти бы она узнала?
Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feeling. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontейn is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. Ultimately, though, one must
Берите пример с Монштадта. Все сами. Все сами.
I would be happy to You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve. And as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to...
Ну, помочи мне тут.
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal.
Да. Под конец стрима? Ну, по сути, да. Мы сейчас, наверное, мелочей поделаем. Я думаю... Наверное, все-таки стоит вернуться в Фонтейн, в город, чтобы сдать ежедневки.
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share.
Что ты испытал в крепости Миропит? Ты защитил тех, кто нуждался в твоей защите.
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon
К
us.
слову, кто тут ценитель моего второго канала? О, дождик. Дождик, дождик, кап-кап-кап. О, подтвердили. Здравствуйте. Никогда не водите Неувиллетта на драму. Он где-то дракон. Сведите его с Чунли. Чего ты удивляешься? Вы уже знаете одного дракона. Почему бы не еще одного?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign.
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to...
Right, of course. There's still something Paimon wants...
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater...
По-моему, это слишком большая ответственность.
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the
Наверное,
first
это
usurper
касается и
arrived onto
Чунли.
that, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more...
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants. We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Это еще не конец. Печати не хватает. Ой, у меня 5 обычных круток. Давайте откроем. Хотя я ж хотела сделать это. Ну, видимо, не сегодня. Видимо, не сегодня. Так, дайте-ка мне заглянуть в театр. Может, нам удастся помолиться. О, круто.
Take it easy.
Are you sure it has to be me? Squall and Fury.
Shh. Подождите.
The wind rises.
У меня ведь нет? Нет, у меня нету. Все прекрасно. Только странник. — 38 у меня блеск. Была бы 10, было бы интереснее. Мне интересно, если я проиграю, то на кого я проиграю? Ни хрена. Тоже мне удачное место. Пустовато. Как она сюда залазит? Я уже купила короткий за блеск. Мы возвращаемся в Фонтейн, сдаем ежедневки. И на этом типа все. Блеск, а не пыль. Блеск у меня недостаточно для покупки. Я оставляю блеск на персонажей. Хотя бы здесь. Вдруг кто-то интересный будет. Хотя я не знаю, какого бы 4-звездочного персонажа я тут хотела бы настолько сильный, чтобы не крутить, а покупать. Я думала, водятся ли в Тейвате львы? Или какие-нибудь животные, похожие на львов? Так, что это за сайд-квест? Так, там 38, не думаю, что тебе. Хотя бы один персонаж. Ну, что значит одна крутка? Или даже две? Почему все приходят только на скучную часть, когда закончился весь эпик? Куда? О, город. Как раз то, что надо. Побежали, сейчас по мосту побежим, это быстрее всего. Вот, у них тут львы. Конечно, это помесь, но это все-таки лев. Я подумала, водятся ли в Тейвате львы? Как вы думаете? Ой, зачем? Прости, что отвлекла. Ай-яй-яй. Чатик. Как вы там? Как у вас дела? Как вам сюжетка? Продолжим на следующей неделе. На следующей неделе, скорее всего, будем уже Фонтейн доисследовать. Хотя, наверное, я статую без вас открою, получается. Грустно. Открутила стандартные крутки. Я хотела открутить на стуле Фурины, но я забыла. Я не думаю, что мне выпадет что-то. Я думаю, не так уж и много откручено с последней победы. Так что максимум какая-нибудь 4 дает, то навряд ли. О, 1005 блеска. 1020. Даже 4 нету. Тоже мне баннер. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000
sun rises.
Уи. Здрасте. И тебе всего доброго. Стул Фурины. $203, 843. Откуда у меня столько? Где все мои сахарки? Где? Нету сахарков. У меня сахарки аж в 2 местах собираются, их нету. Зайди в описание Нивелета, как персонажа. Верховный судья. Группа неизвестна. Созвездие не... Шо? 18-12? Интересно, будет ли персонаж с моим днем рождения? Автоматон. Что за фигня? После сюжетки. После сюжетки. После сюжетки. Би-би-би. Сколько ты еще протянешь? 7 дней? Ну, тогда сиди. Чайник. Надо в чайник заглянуть. 16.05. Дыре вместе с Байджу. Я помню только, что Пайман и Ита делят день рождения 1 числа какого-то месяца. По-моему, июнь. Может быть, июль. Я не уверена. Ай, денег мало. Сита ей микается, пролетит. Так, этих 5. Что я могу сделать? Что я могу сделать? Ох уж эти лягушки. Анема? Зачем мне анема? 5 лягушки. 5 лягушки. О, вот что я хотела сделать. Хм. Мастерство стихии. Сила атаки и ХП. Нужно ли так сильно мастерство стихии? Защита, восстановление энергии. Сила атаки, восстановление энергии, немножко ХП, немножко мастерства. Сила атаки, шанс крита, ХП. Защита. Окей. Окей. Метель. Монолит. Да и хватит с вас пока что. Мерч сеньора, да. О, шляпка. У меня, оказывается, шляпок не было. Ладно. 3 часа. Или около того. 3 часа стрим. Квест я без вас делать не буду. Но вот исследовать мир придется. Может, какой-нибудь квест сделаю. Мелкий, боковой. Ой, муторно будет. Получается, до субботы? Ну, так-то да. До субботы. У меня есть... Предупреждаю заранее, потому что я не уверена. Хотя, стоп, дайте-ка секунду. Дайте мне секунду. Пару секунд. Суббота. Может быть и нет. Может быть, все будет в порядке. Может быть, все будет и в порядке. Но если что, я сделаю пост в сообществе. Зато я могу сделать вам приятную новость. Тем людям, кто следит за моим вторым каналом, который первый на самом деле. Я его на какое-то время приостановила, но поскольку сейчас у меня приостановлены стримы, у меня чуть-чуть больше времени, поэтому я как бы чуть-чуть возвращаюсь на тот канал. У меня готово видео. Мне надо сделать только превьюшку нарисовать, потому что я не знаю, зачем я взялась ее рисовать. Я ее почти нарисовала. К тому же я смогу использовать ее на следующий кусок видео, который, я надеюсь, я доделаю. Там дофига, как обычно. Так что, наверное, в ближайшие пару дней будет видео на другом канале. Угу. Я еще хотела попробовать на неделю устроить художественный стрим, потому что все-таки хотелось бы нарисовать персонажей Фонтейна для реакции. Но тут как пойдет. В этом я не уверена. У меня не сохранена чича? Да как так?
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Так что вот так что. Придется по вот этим событиям далеко. Как удобно, что теперь не обязательно делать ежедневки. Боже мой. Ребенок. Что ж, неплохо. Неплохо. Получается, в следующий раз, через недельку, закончится квест, сюжетка. Можно будет, может, к тому времени появится какое-нибудь событие, можно будет за событие взяться. Помимо этих плавающих медуз. Я, наверное, буду карту закрывать потихоньку. Ну, как получится. Спасибо, что были. Спасибо, что пришли. Приятного вечера. Хорошего завтра. Жду вас через недельку. Это было не